Hi, it's BernieDawg here. This is my brand new Primus OmniLite Ti that just showed up in the mail yesterday. It comes in this box, looks like this. You can just imagine what it would look like if I still had it in there, but of course I couldn't resist, had to drag it out right away. A bunch of instructions on the back, or information about the stove anyway. What shows up is all this stuff right here. You have the instruction set in multiple languages with lots of pictures, Korean or Japanese, all kinds of languages. Comes with a nifty pouch to put your stove in. Zipper on this side. And a Velcro flap. Folds out flat, the pouch here, another zippered pouch on the inside, some hang tabs, looks like, comes with a folding windscreen, an aluminum folding windscreen around the stove. And the round base piece for underneath the stove to insulate it from the ground. Like that. Comes with what looks to me like the standard Primus tool. I don't remember that my other Primus tool that I have for my OmniFuel has this little detente. I don't know if you can see that little detente right there, a little bump. It kind of locks it in place. Mine always seems to flip open a lot. But your basic tool, this part enables you to unscrew the bottom of the stove. This is for your jet. Pricker needle. The nice ergo pump came just like this. Seems to me like this tube ought to be bent out a little bit, but I'll maybe take care of that later. A tube of silicone grease for your fuel pump. It comes with two accessory jets, a 2.5 and a 3.2, 2.5. The 2.5 being for kerosene, the 3.2 for white gas. It comes with this really cute, tiny itty bitty 0.35 liter fuel bottle with a childproof cap. Not my favorite idea. Those of you with kids, okay. If you like that sort of thing, I'll probably see if I can't replace mine. It's an aluminum bottle, and it has this rough textured, what I assume must be powder coating on the outside. It has a nice grippy texture to it. Looks like it's going to be pretty durable stuff on the bottle. I assume it's a powder coat paint, but I'm not sure. And of course the stove itself. Here it is. The hose is the same as far as I can see as my regular OmniFuel stove. The stove itself appears to have a titanium housing here and titanium legs. The leg stops are physically attached, looks like with rivets, or riveted in there, pressed in fit in there. The legs swivel all the way around. Hopefully you can see that. All the way around and stop at those stops. The burner bell and the whole stove for that matter, is much smaller than the actual Omni fuel stove. The OmniLite is much smaller. This shows a flame plate. The jet that's in there right now, it comes with, in place, is a 3.6 for isobutane fuels, compressed gas fuels. And nice primer pad. This one was kind of banging around in the box a little bit, so some of my titanium has a little scuffing to it. But basically, pretty nice look. I kind of like that matte gray look. And next I'll show you what it looks like compared to a regular Omni fuel. Stay tuned. Hi, back again. Okay, let's do some direct comparison here. I'm going to fold the legs out so you can see them on the OmniLite. There you are. Compare the two sizes. You can see that the Omni fuel is quite a bit larger than the OmniLite Ti. Let's see if we can put this down here. I'm not getting any points for videography, I realize that. Okay, you can see that the two stoves are vastly different sizes. The OmniLite, a very tiny stove, there's a reason why it's light. Fold the legs in a little bit here maybe. Compare them directly. You can see that the bell is much smaller on that OmniLite. Now, the only person that's probably interested in that is me, since I make caps for these things to fit in various ways. The BernieDawg cap is not going to fit on this little stove, and so I'll be trying to experiment over the next few days and see what I can do with that. But you can see it's a much smaller stove, which accounts for much of its lightness. Oddly, well, I thought oddly, the hoses, it's the same darn hose, as near as I can tell, that they put on the two stoves. Same length, same gauge. Either my Omni fuel has gotten a little dull with age, or they've polished up the new OmniLite a little bit more on the control here. But basically, the same hose, so they're not losing any weight there, that's for sure. Okay, next I will take a look at how this guy's going to burn. We're going to light it up and see how it looks. Stay tuned. I'm about ready to fire up this stove with some isobutane fuel with the jet that it came with. But I thought I'd just show how much smaller, for those of you familiar with my work on stove caps to make silent caps, this is an BernieDawg cap made for the Omni fuel stove, the larger original stove from Primus. And you can see that it just, there's no way that's going to go in there. It really dwarfs the burner bell on this stove. Very much tinier. So anyway, that gives you some idea of how much smaller this stove really is, which probably accounts for its lower rated output after all. So starting up in just a moment. Alright, I'm just finishing up the preheat cycle. Probably not really all that necessary for the isobutane. I use alcohol, of course, denatured alcohol, because it keeps things cleaner. You can already see some discoloration here on the titanium surround. Whoa, there we go. And there we are at full throttle, just right out of the get-go. You get to watch my shiny stove get all tarnished and dark right here on camera. Now, that's not showing up real well against that blue background, so hang on just a second. That's a little better. You see a little better what's going on. Let's get closer though. Got quite the glow to it also. Now, will it have any simmer? Whoop. There we go. Yeah, well, it has some. It's a loud stove. I get so used to quiet ones, it's hard to compare. Most of my stoves run on gas, so... better in focus. Make some camera adjustments. I guess you could call that a simmer. Not sure I would, actually. Alright. There it is, screaming along. The OmniLite Ti. Just for fun, I grabbed a shop reject, one of my very few, actually. I have very few extra caps. This one had a little problem, and this is a mini cap shown on the OmniLite Ti. It's a lot quieter than the flame plate, that's for sure, otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear me as well. I can certainly hear me better. This is a 3-row cap. I'm thinking this needs more rows to make it a better cap. But here it is, cranking along. Not too bad. Definitely quieter. And of course capable of a much more reasonable simmer. That frankly I can't even hear that. That's completely inaudible to me. Now, because the cap kind of flops around in that burner bell, something will have to be done with legs or retaining methods. Just an experiment. Looking good so far. That's at the same throttle, full throttle, as the flame plate was with isobutane. So, an interesting experiment. Should give you some perspective on how big this thing is, too. It's dwarfed by the isobutane bottle. Alright. There you go. The OmniLite Ti with a BernieDawg mini cap.